Hi there, this is Precious Serial. Welcome to HTML form. Simply as it is, HTML form is used to collect input from the user. And most times this is what you use in sending information to a server, to process such information. So let's go to our notepad and see what forms or what we can do with forms. So let's take out what we have currently. I'm going to create a comment so I can drop in what I just copied to serve as pointer for us as we navigate this particular topic. So, to create an HTML form, you create an opening form tag and a closing form tag. After doing this, now you can now create your content. The very first thing I would want us to understand is what is known as field sets. So field sets can be used to group the content of your form, opening field sets and closing field sets. And when you do that, you can create a legend. Let's say my simple form tutorial. Then you close the legend tag. Basically, this form is not going to show anything. Let's refresh our page. You see, it's just showing you the legend, my simple form tutorial. Now, for you to collect input from the user, you have to give them means or ways for them to give you information. And the very first thing that you would use there is what we call the input. There are so many types of inputs. So what differentiates them is when you use type. So the first one we will look at is called text. Input type text. Reload the page to see. As you can see, I can type into that. We can also have another one called email. Reload the page. As you can see, it's also an input that takes in email. So let's use a BRO tag so that we can put them on separate lines. Also, there's an input called password. Input type password. This helps to hide whatever you're typing into the form. So you see, it's password, so it's hiding everything I'm typing into it. Let me leave the input type for now. The next thing we can look at is we can give labels to this form of ours. So let's say we want to give label to the one for name. Opening label tag and closing label tag. Then what is this form for? For, let's say, first name. Let's call this first name. And in the text, you create an ID called fname so that you can reference it. If I reload the page, you see what happens. Fname. If I click on fname, it immediately highlights the form. You see? Fname makes it easy for you to type in. So that is label for you. Let's proceed. We have select. So select is like a drop-down form where you can select from pre-installed or pre-imputed data from the database or by the developer of the website. So let's create a select form and see how it works. Opening select tag and closing select tag. Then you now have the options inside. Option and closing option tag. Then here you put values. So you could say, let's say we're talking about countries, USA, Nigeria, Ghana. Let's reload the page to see what we have. You see, we have a select that now shows a drop down where you can select the country that you want. That is the select for you. Also, we have the test area. Test area, closing tests area. Let's see what happens. You see, test area just gives you a form whereby you can input elements, or you can input anything you want, maybe a message or whatever it is you want to put into it. That is what the test area gives to you. The next one is the button tag. Opening button tag and closing button tag. You can say submit, save, and here you have it. You have a button. So that is like the most important things you would use. But also, we also have checkbox and radio, which I know that you would always love to use too when you start developing websites. So let's check the radio button. Radio can be created using the input. So you say input. As you can see, input is a self-closing element that is an empty element. So you say radio. You can create different type, but they should have the same name. So let's say the name would be let's say country again. Then here we have Nigeria. So you can copy that into 3 or 4 places. Let's do Ghana. Let's do Kenya and Senegal. Save. So the idea of the radio button is that you can only choose one country. So if I select Nigeria, the others are unselected. If I select Ghana, you see, this is the idea for radio button, to select just one. But for checkbox, you can select more than one input. That's the difference. So the same way, but this one type is going to be checkbox. Then name could be anything, maybe A. Then same, we could add countries again. Nigeria, we can say Ghana, we can say Kenya. Let's do a new one. We can say Uganda and change the name. So B, C, D. Save. And see, we have our checkbox. Let me put a break tag so that it should be different from what we have above it. Reload the page. See, we have Nigeria. I could be from 2 countries, so my mother could be from Nigeria, my dad could be from Ghana. That makes me dual citizen of both countries, so I've selected both of them. But I can only school in one country, so it could have been I did my university in Nigeria or in Ghana. So, we've been able to touch on radio, checkbox, select, test area, button. There are so many input options, and let me just show you some of them. So input type, date. Let's see what that shows. It gives you a form to select dates. You see? Another input you may like is for color. Input type, color. This gives you the strength to select a color. So you see, you can choose a color. Also, there are lots of them, and I would like if you can, go around and read up on them. There's also file, which you will use when you want to upload content. So if you say file, it makes you want to select. So you see, that is all for inputs. You can research more, there are lots of them, but these are the most important ones that you would use in your programming journey and when we start creating well-developed websites. So practice them, and I'll see you in the next video.